Okay, let's take a look on how we set up a calendar. So we're going to log into our digits. There's the setup icon right there, and then hopefully you've got classes that are already created, because I'm not going to cover that in this video, and we're just going to set up a calendar. Now from this window you just select scheduled classes, and then we're going to set important dates. You can see the 3 classes I have. I do the STS stuff in the morning, and then I teach in the afternoon. So you should see all your periods that you have in these windows. We're going to set important dates. You can see that I've set second term and third term. I'm going to add a 4th term. So I type in 4th term. And 4th term start April 8th, and then the school ends June the 6th, and then we just save that. Now the reason why that's important, if you've ever been in the student screen, you can see that there's assignments that are due, and then there's assignments that they've done. Well, when they click on the done screen, all the assignments that are not within that block for that current term won't show. And so it helps students to be able to manage their assignments and to see which ones they're responsible for. So let's exit that screen. If you go to your home screen, click home here, and you go down to one of your periods, you'll see a little down arrow. Click on that down arrow and then select enrollments, and then you'll see a roster of all your students. If you have a student that's forgot their password, you can click on this down arrow. You can go in here and reset password. If you have a student that has dropped out of your class and you want to deny them access to your class, you just select right there, and then that will be done for you. Another thing that you can do is you can click this down arrow right here, download, and it will download a class roster. I'll go ahead and click save, and I'll rename this to 6th period. I think I've already got one downloaded, but I'll do one again, and I'll hit save, and then I'll go to my downloads. So you need to remember where you save it. And then there's that roster. I'll go ahead and open up that Excel worksheet, and let me highlight those columns and just drag them out just a couple of more pixels, and then you can see that these are all your students' usernames. Some of these usernames are really hard for the students to remember, so it's good to have them with me. Alright, I don't want to save that. Let's go to create new. District has enrolled students already, but every once in a while we may have someone that you're going to have to add. So you're going to click student, and then inside here you'll just put their information according to the template they sent us. Sometimes what you want to do before you maybe create a student is go check your enrollment from your school. So here I can look at all these students from my school, and you can see their names. So if I have a student that I need to add to this class, I can go through, I can click the ones that I want. So I need to add them as I go. So that's kind of the basics to do some maintenance as far as your class rosters. If you have any questions, you can email me at lbgee@graniteschools.org, and I'll be glad to talk with you over the phone and help you in any way I can. Thanks. Now I'm going to go over some fundamentals in pushing out assignments to students. I'll click on Unit C, Section 5, 5.3 homework. Now it's important that even though this says homework, this is not the actual homework. If you click right there and assign it, it's going to do a couple of things, and I don't think you'll want that. It's going to assign the 5.3 homework, 5.3 mixed review. I'll click on 5.3 homework. I'll click on assign. So you'll want to select the classes that you want to assign this to. That will do it to all of them. I'm just going to do this one to 7th period. And the due date that I set is the end of the term. The week before the end of the term was the 22nd. And then I'm going to select Save and Assign. There are some preferences that we need to set with this assignment. So I will go to 7th period, select Manage Coursework, and you will see the 5-3 assignment that I just set. There's the due date. Now we want to set some preferences. Down arrow, and then we want to go up to Edit, and we will select Level G, and there's the homework. We want to select Preferences, and this is where I set some things. In the gradebook, I want the highest score to be scored. I will set the mastery at 80%. Most of mine are set at 80%. And then I click Save and Return. So all these assignments for my students will show up as red that they need to redo unless they score at an 80%. Then I'll click Save and Return. Now if I go over here to the student view, what assignments I have to do. You see all these masteries are set at 80%. So, and there's more assignments down here. Let me click on those. Then you'll see the 5-3 homework. Now do you see that these two assignments, 5-2 and 5-1, they are not set at 80%. Now I'll go back to the teacher view. So that's how you set your preferences for your homework. In this video, I will show you how to make a custom quiz or test. And the steps in here are quite lengthy, but I'll try to go slow where we don't lose anyone. To make a custom test, you'll just go to your curriculum, and then you should see a list of all the different units and digits. We're going to click on C again. Now I'm dealing with topic 5. Go to topic 5 test, expand that, and then we want the topic test. Click your down arrow, and then we will customize the content. I'm going to make this test into a quiz, so I'm going to type this in as 5-6 digits quiz. So this will be over sections 5-5 and 5-6. I guess we could set preferences while we're here. We're going to make it be a 90%. We want this to be the highest. And number of attempts for my quizzes is unlimited. We'll go down here to the bottom and we'll go Save and Return. Now what's important here is we can't do anything else in this window. We have to go to my custom content. To get to your customized content, go back to your home page, and then over here on the right side of the page where it says curriculum digits, right here you'll see custom content. Click on that link, and then you're going to see a newer page. This is your customized content. That's from first term, first and second term. This is for third term. I will click on that, and then down here I should be able to see that digits quiz. So digits 5-6 quiz. So click on your down arrow, and like before, we're going to customize this content even further. And this is interesting. We get the same window, but from here what we're going to do is we're going to click the launch button. And then it's going to give us a list of all the questions that are inside this end of topic test. We're going to select all those and remove all those questions. Yeah, we want to remove them. I know that we're under expressions and equations, and we should be under section 5. So I'm going to select questions that go along with section 5.5 and 5.6. So here are my 5.5 ones. It looks like I go from 1 to 16, 17, 18. I'll pick let's pick an easy one. So it'll be one of the first ones, maybe the third one. Has to be the slope and the y-intercept. That's not too bad. Look at 5.5 here. Error analysis, I'll pick one there. So I usually have 10 on a quiz. And I'm just going to pick a couple of these really quick. I'll pick 5 from section 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. And then I'll pick 5 from section 6, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then add these to the test. And then I'll set each one of these to be worth 4 points. And from there I just hit save. And now that quiz is saved. I can go back here to preferences, make sure my preferences are set, number of attempts and so forth. Those look to be good. And I'll just click save and return. Now that quiz has been set. Now if I want to assign this quiz, I'll click assign, and then I want it to go to my 7th period and 6th period classes. It's assigned for 11 p.m. and again my assignment dates, I want it to be the 22nd is the last day that they can do it, and then I'll click save and assign. So these take a little bit of time to develop and to show up. So you just have to be patient with the program right here. Now I'll go back to my classes, go to 7th period, and that test should show up. Manage coursework. There's the 5-digit quiz. 5-6-digit quiz that we just set. Now some of these end of topic quizzes, they're created just the same way I do the digit quizzes. These, they don't have unlimited tries. All they have is 3 times to get it, and they need to get it in those 3 tries, or that's what score they have. So I'm going to click on this one here for a second. And we're going to go to properties. Here with this assignment I've set an advanced option. It still goes to all available students. It has the same due date, the same time, but there's one thing that's different about it. I require a proctor password, and so depending on how you want to do your digits curriculum, if you've got stuff that you want to keep very secure, what you want to do is when you go into the assignment and assign this, you want to put a proctor password on it and make sure you click save. But everything else is pretty much the same. Hopefully you have a better understanding of how to do the assignments and how to set the preferences and also set security using a password. So if you have any other questions, please email me lbgee@graniteschools.org. What I'd like to show you today is a way to use the videos that come with digits and make yourself a quick little PowerPoint that goes along with the digits lesson plans. So you can see that those are screen captures that I've basically just taken from the screen that shows up in digits, and then I just simply paste them into PowerPoint and then save it with the correct name that goes along with the lesson. First of all, you need PowerPoint open. You need to have Paint open, and then you also need to have the Digits program opened. When you start a new slide in PowerPoint, it comes with slides that already have something on them. I'm going to delete both of those because I really don't want to have any text in there. And then I'm just going to duplicate my slide maybe several times. Sometimes I've had up to 15 slides to go along. So we're going to do that a few times. And then the first slide will be your title slide. I'll go insert text box and make me a text box, and then here I'll just type in notes 5-1, and these are proportional. Relationships, lines, and equations. And then I'll just make it, bold it, and then make it a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to come to my second slide, and this is where I'll go back to the video, and I'm going to click on this. Just watch the video as I go through. That's the title slide. There's a couple of keystrokes you can use together on your computer to do a screen capture. And what a screen capture is, it just takes whatever pixels that are showing on your screen and it's going to copy them. So I hit my control button, and there should be a print screen button on the top right hand corner of your keyboard. Then I'm going to go back to Paint, and then I hit just paste. Click the select button, and that allows me to cut the portion of that screen that I want. So that's just the digit screen that shows up, and I'm going to cut that back to PowerPoint. I'm going to paste it here. So there's my first slide. Now I'll go to the second slide, go back to my lesson, and just let the video play. You can stop it anywhere you want. If that's a slide that you want, you'd stop that, do a screen capture of that, control print screen again, and control, we'll paste that in there and hit our select again, and then we grab that one, we'll cut it, go back to our PowerPoint, paste that into our next slide, and then we can work through that video, and we just do a screen capture of what information we want to use for our presentation to introduce that type of lesson. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of more here. Go back to the lesson, and if I remember this, and there's a couple of nice, there we go, went just a little bit too far right there, and I'm going to control print screen to that again, go to Paint, paste it in there, select that, cut it. Now there are what they call hotkeys that you can use, and you can ask your STS about that, the hotkeys. It makes it a lot easier to do, and you can put these together. I've done quite a number of them, and they usually take me about 15 minutes to do is all. I just go through and watch the lesson and say, oh, I'd really like to have that, so I'll go ahead and copy and paste it into a PowerPoint. Play this, I'll hit F5, and there we go. Just skip through that. And another thing that you can do that's really nice, let me go back to this lesson. I don't know if you know about this, but let me go back to the lesson. Up here in Teaching Support, you can click here and go to Overview. And down here towards the bottom, you actually see the different types of homework. There's the Homework G. I can go ahead and click on that, and it'll load the Adobe Acrobat assignment. And so I can look at those problems there. And so the same thing that I did with that PowerPoint, I can do to these problems. So go Control, Print Screen. So there's a couple of them that from the homework that you want to do, you can go ahead and include those in your PowerPoint. Let's go back to Paint, paste that in there, and it may not look like it's big there, but by the time you get into your PowerPoint, you can make it as large as you need. So we've cut that out. And I'll go ahead and put that back in my PowerPoint. And then if you want, you can just kind of grab that and make that as big as you want. And that should show pretty easily on your projector screen. I'll hit F5 to play my PowerPoint. Projection's just a little bit bigger when I put them in a PowerPoint. So if you have any questions, please email me, lbgee@graniteschools.org, and I'll be glad to help you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.